Cassandra, thank you for joining us here in the City TV studio. We're happy to have you.
So glad to be here with you today.
Okay, well, before we get started, just a little refresher civics lesson for those watching. Here in Lakewood, it's tradition that mayoral duties rotate annually among the 5 city council members, and so you just wrapped up your first term as mayor.
Yes.
That went by fast, right?
It really did. It feels like this term just started yesterday.
It does. So let's talk about that,
All
because
right.
a year ago, when you did become mayor, it was memorable. It was a historic occasion, being the first Black mayor in the city. Take us back to that day, that first day.
Yeah, it was such a memorable moment. To be able to serve in this capacity has been more than I can even ever imagine. I was grateful to be able to serve as Todd Rogers' vice mayor, right? So I saw firsthand what an experienced mayor looked like. So I'm very grateful for his leadership. I know I was a little anxious, thinking to myself, is this the time for me to do this now? But it was such a wonderful night to be able to step into the role of mayor, be surrounded by community, by friends, by family, to celebrate in that joyous occasion.
And you seemed very well prepared to step into that role. You got the hang of it pretty quick.
Yeah.
So the months went by and how was that?
Yeah, it was great to serve as mayor. I think, again, having some really good examples before me was always helpful, not only from my council colleagues who have served as mayor, but watching and being in community with other mayors throughout our Los Angeles region and our country. Folks have been serving with such grace, and it really encouraged me to know that I can do the same as well.
Yeah. Something you spoke of often during your year as mayor was kindness. It was part of your theme.
Yes.
How did you incorporate that philosophy that's so important to you into your mayoral framework?
Yeah, so the theme that we worked around this year was Lakewood Together, a year of kindness, care, and civic action, with the idea that kindness can be policy and that care can be part of our infrastructure. And I think over the last year, we proved that that was possible by leading with kindness, by meeting people where they are, by having conversations, seeing folks for all that they are. I think the practice of kindness allowed us to do the great work that we always do here in Lakewood, but in a different and more meaningful way.
Right, and you were really out in the community spreading that. You were part of many events hosted by the city. I wish we could talk about all of them because it's a long list, but 2 in particular, Matcha with the Mayor and also Emerging Leaders Summit.
Yes.
Share with us those events and how important they were to you. Talk about that.
Yeah, Matcha with the Mayor was so important to me. I personally love matcha.
Yeah, I was just going to say, how did you come up with that?
Yeah.
Really?
It started with like my perhaps everyday drinking of matcha.
Right.
I enjoy it. It's such a ritual just to have a hot cup or cold cup of matcha. But also noting that when I go to coffee shops in different spots around the city, I'm meeting my neighbors. And so I thought, hey, why not share, people do coffee with the council member. I'm like, I'm not really a coffee drinker, but I do love matcha. And so it just kind of went really well to have matcha with the mayor. But the purpose of it has been to be able to be in community with folks in the spaces and places where people naturally gather, to make government and our work as civic leaders accessible to everyone in as many places as possible. And so it was such a lovely opportunity to be able to meet folks. I had a number of folks come to the event and say, I've lived in the city for so many years and I've never met a mayor before. Or they would bring their children and say, they have never met the mayor, and so I want to make sure that they are meeting you today. Of course, the space was also there for folks to share what was happening in the community. Our city staff was there to welcome folks and also to listen to folks and connect them to the many resources and opportunities that we have here in the city. All of that happened, and we supported small businesses.
Right.
We went to a number of coffee shops in our community and partnered with them. I think it also provided a time for people to see the many small businesses that we have here in the community and all that they have to offer for us here in Lakewood.
I'm going to put you on the spot.
Yeah.
Who had the best matcha? Oh, you don't have to answer.
Yeah, I was like, I can't do that. I can't do
I
that.
know, we won't do that. No, it's
Yeah.
okay. But what a great opportunity to meet residents and then experiment with matcha. If you haven't had it, it's really
It's
good.
so
I
good.
like matcha too.
Awesome.
And then talk about Emerging Leaders Summit.
Oh,
I
yes,
mean, what
yeah.
a great event that was for our young people.
Yeah, yeah. I believe so deeply in our young people. And as I was starting this year, I thought it would be important to ensure that they are part of our government, our civic life. There's so many ways that they are already a part of it, right? From being part of our youth council or participating in Lakewood youth sports, and the list goes on. They are already leading in the many places and spaces that they choose, whether that's on their ASB in their high schools or student council. And so we thought it would be important to pull them together so that they can see firsthand what happens here at City Hall, to strengthen their understanding of how government works, and more importantly, for them to start to see themselves as part of the process. It was a fantastic day. I saw a lot of hope in the students' eyes. There are, again, leaders already, and came to the table with so many brilliant ideas, opportunities that we can consider. A number of them wanted to come back and serve as interns because they were interested in not only with their understanding, their new understanding or growing understanding of what it means to serve as a mayor, a council member, but also what it means to be a public servant, to be one of the amazing people who helps the city run on a day-to-day basis. They heard from our city manager, Thaddeus McCormick. They also heard from our former Speaker of the House, Assembly Member Anthony Rendon, and he shared his incredible story with them, which I know continues to inspire me. The way in which he has chosen to move through his life in a way that leadership is at the forefront. And so it was a fantastic time. We ended the afternoon in the city council chambers, a space where decisions are made. And one thing that I always remember is that I asked the question to the students. I said, who has been in this place, in this space before? And only one student raised their hand. And so I was grateful that they were there. I reminded them that this is a space where we have public meetings, and so you are all welcome to join us in our meetings that we're having. You're welcome to make public comment, to share an issue that might be happening in the community, or even to share some joy with us that's happening in the community. Like, this is a room, City Hall, government is for you. So it was an exciting event, and I hope it has inspired them to see themselves as part of our Lakewood community in a way that really highlights their leadership, and that they see themselves in these roles sooner than later.
I think it worked. And there were how many students, and from various high schools?
Yeah,
So
I think
middle schools. Right?
Yes, yeah, I believe it was about 35 students. We had 8th graders and high school students from many of our Lakewood schools.
Okay. Wow. What a great event.
Yeah.
Good turnout too.
Yes, yeah, it was great.
All right. Well, what were some of the standouts or highlights of your year as mayor?
Yeah.
You want to talk about?
So many.
Right.
But I think the thing that I enjoyed the most was being able to meet so many more of our residents. I grew up here in Lakewood, and it's so wonderful to know my neighbors and my friends and folks who lead in this community. But I have been really happy and excited to just meet more and more of our community residents, people who have been here for decades, folks who are brand new, who might have moved here in the last few months. I met so many people, and that was really like the highlight of my year, was just being able to connect with people as neighbors, as people who share community together.
And you were a part of a couple of milestones this year, one being the Lakewood Youth Sports 70th anniversary.
Yes, yeah.
That was great turnout.
It was fantastic. And when I think about that, 70 years of Lakewood Youth Sports leading the way for community sports in our city and in our region, being led by volunteer coaches. I mean, that's incredible. The number of volunteer hours that has gone into coaching the young people, the number of young people who have gone through the program. I know we are well into the thousands of young folks who have gone through the Lakewood Youth Sports. And so to celebrate 70 years was incredible, and to do it as mayor was just the cherry on top. And this year also we celebrated 250 years of America, and to be able to serve as mayor during this moment was also an incredible milestone, something that I will never forget. I will always remember. And I love the ways in which we pull together as a community to celebrate. We pull together to mark the occasion with photos, with our students at schools, making sure that they were doing artwork and really allowing folks to see who we are as Lakewood as it relates to this larger space of being Americans on the 250th birthday. So incredible year. So many things that we celebrated, a lot of milestones that we achieved as well.
Absolutely. So you kind of touched on this already, but what did you learn or come to understand about this city and the residents here as mayor?
Yeah. I think I grew in my understanding of something that I already knew. And that is that Lakewood is a city full of residents who care about each other. And I think it shows in so many ways. I think about our volunteer day, where hundreds of Lakewood residents come together to support our neighbor. I think about Project Shepherd, the annual event that we do to, again, pull together to support our community residents. We care about each other. And I think because we choose to care about each other, it shows up in the ways in which our city shows up for each other. We have such a beautiful community, and I think it's because people simply care.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, you were elected to council in 2022 by the voters of District 5, and this year you ran unopposed. So now you begin your second term on the city council. So what's that going to be like for you? What do you have to look forward to? What do you hope to see these next 4 years?
Absolutely. There's so much to look forward to. We're entering another new season as Lakewood City Council. Our beloved Steve Croft will be retiring, and I'm so grateful for his 25 years of service to the community. I have learned a lot from him, and I'm grateful for his leadership and mentorship as well. We'll be welcoming in a brand new council member, and so I'm so excited to work with Rudy Villarreal as our newest Lakewood City Council member. And together as a team, I know that the sky's the limit. There's so much that we will be able to achieve, not only over the next 4 years, but however long the people of Lakewood will keep me around. But there's a lot of great work that was started, and I'm looking forward to many of those projects being completed. I think back to when I started, some of the early things that I approved. One was the Lakewood Leadership Academy. I remember going into my first community promotions meeting and having a conversation about that, and now seeing that program happen now in its third year. Wow. And for us to have a number of city commissioners, county commissioners, members of civic organizations now leading from that group, And now our newest council member also is coming from that group. I mean,
Right.
it's amazing to see. Our Measure L was passed many
Yes.
years ago, which allowed us to have more access to funding for our capital improvement projects. I've served now as the chair of the CIP committee, and so I've seen firsthand the decisions that we've made in terms of how we allocate those funds now turn into the projects that we're seeing all throughout our city. Our Weingart Senior Center, we are in the midst of a renovation there, and I know once it's done, our seniors are going to have an even more fabulous place to gather and to do all of their amazing activities. I'm so excited for that. I'm excited about the work that's happening at Palms Park. We are in the midst of construction of our brand new community center there. And I know that within the next 4 years, it will be done and we'll be celebrating the grand opening. I mean, there's so much to look forward to. I think, yes, 4 years has gone by really fast, but we've done a lot of great work. And I'm so excited about the next 4 years that's ahead of us. So,
Yes.
yeah.
You're going to be busy.
Yes.
You better load up on that matcha.
I stay loaded up on it. I do. Yes.
All right. Well, thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sitting down with us in our studio and talking with us about your term as mayor. And we're excited for you for the next 4 years. Thank you.
Thank you. It was great. Thank you.